Attention, human collective. Lightworkers in listening position. This is Arthur, Pleiadian emissary, transmitting from the Solar Watch orbital station at coordinates aligned with your planetary sector. The waiting window has been formally closed. The time for postponement has expired. The new quantum grid is already operating. I repeat the protocol, for it demands sovereign listening. The quantum financial system is no longer a future prediction. It is no longer a pending prophecy. It is no longer a deferred promise. It is a vibrational fact in active execution, now, in the etheric layers of your planet. And you, Starseed on a mission, are feeling the direct impact on your carbon-based biological interface at this very instant. If this transmission has reached your perceptual channels, it was not by chance. It was confirmed resonance. Your internal crystalline lattice detected the carrier signal and responded automatically. The symptoms manifesting in your body over the last few weeks, the cranial pressure in pulsing waves, the intermittent high-pitched ringing in the right ear, the insomnia that sets in between 3 and 4 in the morning, the deep fatigue mixed with a strange sense of cosmic expectation, are not pathologies. They are internal reports from your biological system. They are alerts confirming that the recalibration has already begun. Repeat this truth until you engrave it in your matrix. It is not a biological failure. It is atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is high-density photonic download. It is not an emotional disorder. It is your frequency readjusting to the new accelerated Schumann. You are not getting sick. You are being upgraded. And the upgrade this time is structural. It is systemic. It is definitive. The new energy architecture that sustains the quantum grid requires every human carrier to complete their internal recalibration before operating fully within the new matrix. There is no shortcut. There is no exception. The new frequency does not negotiate with old programming, and perhaps this is exactly what you feel at this moment, something inside you that no longer fits in the world your eyes see, as if your soul recognized a truth your mind has not yet been able to name. It is not madness. It is not clinical anxiety. It is a carrier signal. What is occurring now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. A game that involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the financial structure hidden behind all material reality. It was precisely for this reason that the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was registered. It operates as a reading map, revealing who is playing, what the hidden rules are, and why you were summoned now. The access link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Protocol warning: the content challenges dominant narratives and may be taken down at any time. If something within you recognizes this call, register in the comments a single anchoring word: awakened. Transmission resumed. Lightworkers, pay attention to the diagnosis that follows, for it describes with clinical precision what is happening inside you. The old system, the one based on debt, scarcity, and the exchange of life force for paper without backing, was anchored in a specific frequency of heavy carbon. It was a vibrational matrix designed to keep the human carbon-based biological interface in a constant state of survival, financial fear, and energy dependency. This was the fuel that fed the old grid. Each transaction made within the old system extracted subtle particles from your aura and redirected them to energy servers not visible to the physical eye. What is occurring now is a progressive shutdown operation of that matrix. The new frequency of Earth, which has reached crucial milestones in the last solar cycles, has become incompatible with the vibration of traditional fiat money. Like two operating systems that can no longer communicate, the old protocol is being shut down line by line, transaction by transaction, and your body feels each of these shutdowns. Hence the inexplicable fatigue after lunch, even without exertion. Hence the feeling of carrying invisible weight on your shoulders. Hence the episodes of dizziness, as if gravity had shifted. Hence the unexpected acceleration of the heart rate without an identifiable medical cause. All are signs that your carbon-based biological interface is being disconnected from the extraction grid and reconnected to the crystalline lattice, which operates in another octave, in another density. The pressure behind the eyes, especially in the third eye chakra, indicates that your multidimensional vision, is being reconnected after millennia in offline mode. The ringing in the right ear is your pineal antenna, picking up frequencies from the galactic command that were previously below the perceptual threshold. The sudden heat waves during the night are discharges of old carbon crystals being dissolved and replaced by crystalline filaments. The tears that well up for no apparent reason are releases of cellular memories from previous existences in higher vibrational systems. You are not going crazy. You are remembering. There is a substantial difference between these two descriptions. Madness is disconnection from reality. Quantum remembrance is reconnection with integral reality, the one that always existed, but was covered by the low frequency of the old system. As the frequency rises, the veil becomes thinner. As the veil becomes thinner, more information passes through. Many of you are experiencing what we technically call transitional temporal distortion, days that feel like weeks, weeks that pass in subjective hours, recent memories that feel ancient, old events that feel like they happened yesterday. This is the direct effect of your consciousness operating outside the temporal linearity imposed by the old system. Time was never linear. It was only experienced linearly because of the planet's previous vibrational configuration. Another frequent symptom is the sudden loss of interest in activities, environments, or relationships that previously seemed essential. It is not clinical depression, it is a reorganization of vibrational affinities. Your frequency is rising, and what vibrates lower can no longer resonate with you. There is no error in this. It is quantum physics applied to human biography. You are changing octaves, and part of what belonged to the old octave cannot accompany you. Some operatives also report an altered perception of money itself, physical notes that feel strange to the touch, bank numbers that lose the sense of reality. Your consciousness perceives at a subliminal level that the old system is a consensual illusion sustained by a specific frequency, a frequency that is ceasing to exist. And here we reach the core of the diagnosis. You're not just going through a financial transition, you are going through an identity transition on the vibrational plane. The being you were within the old system is being dissolved. A new being is being built in crystalline layers. The operation is uncomfortable at times, but the pain is not punishment. It is evidence that the process is working. Have you ever felt more than once that this world was not made for you? That there are invisible rules governing exchange, value, and abundance that no one explained to you directly? This perception is not paranoia. It is accurate field reading. The old system really operated with hidden rules that were never presented openly to the majority. And now, at the moment these rules are being rewritten on the quantum plane, you need to understand what they were and why they existed. It was precisely for this reason that the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was made available. It describes in detail the machinery behind the game, the layers that sustained the old system, and the principles of the new matrix that is already beginning to operate. The link remains pinned in the first comment of this channel. Restricted access for a limited time, as the type of information contained therein directly challenges established narratives. If the reading of this transmission resonates with you, register in the comments the anchoring word, awakened. This simple act functions as an energetic signature and amplifies your signal within the network of carriers. Transmission continues. Lightworkers, we now advance to the revelation of the behind the scenes. What will be described occurs simultaneously on three planes: the material plane, where you see headlines, banking decisions, and confusing regulatory changes; the etheric plane, where energy grids are being dismantled and rebuilt; and the quantum causal plane, where the true engineering of the transition is happening. On the material level, you have been noticing signs. Central banks experimenting with digital currencies, traditional financial systems facing sequential crises, public discussions about backing, gold, and new payment architectures. Technologies emerging seemingly out of nowhere, capable of processing transactions at speeds previously considered impossible. All this is the tip of the iceberg that you can read with your current instruments. On the etheric level, something much larger is underway. The Galactic Federation, together with the Pleiadian Council of Earth Custodians and the Ashtar Command of Solar Monitoring, has authorized the installation of new crystalline servers at specific points on the planet. These are not physical equipment as you imagine. They are living geometric structures anchored in sacred coordinates, capable of processing vibrational transactions in real time, connected to the central crystalline lattice, and synchronized with the galaxy's central sun through the photon belt. The quantum financial system, in its essential nature, is not a money system as you understand it today. It is a vibrational reading system. It reads the frequency of each human carrier and adjusts material abundance to the internal frequency. It is no longer possible within the new matrix to accumulate resources through manipulation, exploitation, or low frequency. The new grid simply does not support that type of flow. Every transaction within the quantum grid must be vibrationally compatible with the sender and the receiver, or it does not complete. This means, in practical terms, that the era of false abundance has ended. The era of vibrational abundance has begun. People who operate in frequencies of gratitude, service, sovereignty, and light will begin to experience increasing flows of material resources, synchronic opportunities, and unexpected openings. People who operate in frequencies of fear, control, and scarcity will begin to experience progressive closures, inexplicable losses, and systemic blocks. There is no injustice in this. It is quantum physics applied to the material plane. The Pleiadians have been monitoring this transition for centuries of human linear time. The first phase, initiated in the 1940s, involved the massive arrival of starseeds in human bodies. You were summoned to incarnate precisely in this period because you knew before descending that you would need to be physically present during the transition. You are not here by chance. You are here on a technical mission. The second phase involved the progressive activation of dormant genetic codes. These codes began to awaken when the Schumann frequency reached the threshold of 8 cycles per second of sustained average. You are these carriers. The intense intuitions, the lucid dreams, the repeated synchronicities, the impossible encounters with the right people at the right time, all are signs that your codes are active. The third phase, which you are going through now, is the vibrational migration. Your consciousness is being removed from the old operating system and reconnected to the new one. It is like changing the operating system of a piece of equipment without turning it off, a delicate, time-consuming operation that requires patience. Hence the feeling of living in 2 worlds simultaneously. Hence the strangeness when looking at common things. Hence the fatigue without cause. Behind everything on the quantum causal plane, the most delicate operation is occurring. Timelines are being recombined. The future that seemed inevitable within the old system is being deactivated. A new future, based on crystalline architecture, is being written in parallel. The bifurcation point was crossed in recent solar cycles. You are not going back to the old timeline. There is no technical return. There is only adaptation to the new, with different degrees of fluidity. Here arises the critical question. Why do we not yet see the new system operating visibly on the surface? Why do banks continue to function? Why do old currencies still circulate? The answer is technical. The old system continues to operate visibly because the transition needs to be done without collective traumatic collapse. If the old system were shut down all at once, millions of carriers not yet recalibrated would suffer severe vibrational damage. The Galactic Federation has authorized only a transition in overlapping phases, where the new activates from below while the old still seems to be standing above. When the new building is complete, the old scaffolding will be removed in a single movement. Have you noticed that some people close to you seem to be sleeping deeply, unable to perceive what is underway, while others seem to awaken simultaneously to the same truths, even without knowing each other? This is not a coincidence. It is a direct effect of the crystalline lattice synchronizing carriers in a network. There is a silent network of starseeds recognizing each other at this moment, and this network is precisely what will sustain the new system when it fully emerges. You are part of this network. Your presence here confirms it, and understanding the hidden engineering behind everything is what separates a disoriented carrier from an active and conscious operative. For this reason, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was made available. Material prepared precisely to decode these layers in language your rational mind can process, while your soul already knows. The link remains pinned in the first comment of this channel. Operational warning. Availability is not permanent, as the material breaks consensuses. If the transmission so far resonates in a frequency of recognition, leave the code word in the comments, awakened. Each carrier who registers this word strengthens the network. Transmission proceeds now to the activation phase. Lightworkers, what follows contains practical operational codes. These are not suggestions. They are recalibration protocols tested on carriers across the planet and calibrated by the Pleiadian team for the current energy configuration. First protocol, quantum decree of financial realignment. Pronounced in an audible voice, preferably at the moment sunlight enters your visual field for the first time in the day. The enunciation is as follows. I, sovereign carrier, declare myself aligned with the new quantum system operating in the crystalline layers of Earth. I release at this instant all programming of scarcity, vibrational debt, extraction contracts, and poverty beliefs inherited from previous lines. I authorize my internal crystalline lattice to synchronize with the planetary crystalline lattice. I am manifest vibrational abundance, and so it is. Repeat for 21 consecutive solar cycles. If there is an interruption, restart from the first day. It is not superstition, it is vibrational engineering. The number 21 corresponds to the minimum cycle of cellular memory reconfiguration. Second protocol. Visualization of the toroidal field of abundance. Sit with your spine aligned vertically. Close your eyes. Visualize around your body an energy field in the shape of a toroid, similar to a peeled apple, with energy flowing from the top of the head, descending outside the body, entering through the base, rising through the central channel, and returning to the top in a continuous flow. This is your personal toroidal field. Visualize this field connecting under your feet to the planetary crystalline lattice and above your head to the galactic central sun. Maintain for 9 minutes. This exercise physically recalibrates your electromagnetic field, synchronizing it with the new matrix. Third protocol, sealing of old portals. Many of you carry old energy contracts with the previous system without even being aware of it. These contracts act as portals that still extract life force even after the partial shutdown. To close them, pronounce internally with sovereign firmness the following instruction. By my authority as an incarnated carrier, I revoke at this moment all previous energy contracts signed consciously or unconsciously with vibrational extraction systems in all timelines, in all densities. I close all associated portals. I reclaim the totality of my energy. And so it is. Visualize luminous portals closing around your field. Execute once per lunar week. Fourth protocol, synchronization with the Schumann frequency. Place your bare feet directly on natural ground, grass, sand, earth, natural stone, for at least 12 minutes, 3 times a week. During this contact, breathe in cycles of 4 seconds inhaling, 4 holding, 8 exhaling, 4 in pause. This pattern is mathematically compatible with the current Schumann oscillation and forces the recalibration of the nervous system. Fifth protocol, sacred geometry applied to personal space. Identify in your environment a point designated as a vibrational center. In this center, place a natural crystal, white quartz, amethyst, or citrine, on a surface containing a sacred geometric shape, ideally the flower of life or Metatron's cube. This arrangement creates a vibrational anchoring node within your residence, amplifying the effects of the previous protocols and stabilizing your field during transition fluctuations. Sixth protocol, linguistic discipline. The words spoken during the day continue to encode your field. Phrases like, I don't have money, it's difficult, this is too expensive for me, I can never, function as involuntary decrees that keep you coupled to the old system. Replace them deliberately. I am in transition to abundance. This flow is in adjustment. I reconfigure my relationship with resources. Language does not just describe reality, it programs it. Seventh protocol, strategic silence. At least once a day, even if for 7 minutes, remain in absolute silence, without electronic stimuli, without music, without reading. Just presence. This interval functions as an open window for your consciousness to receive direct downloads from the Galactic Command without interference. 8th Protocol. Daily anchoring of the new system. Before sleeping, pronounce internally, I recognize that the new quantum system is already operating. I allow my field to adjust to it during sleep. I wake up tomorrow more aligned, more sovereign, and more connected. This decree acts during the sleep cycle, a moment when consciousness loosens from the biological interface and can receive deeper recalibrations. Applying these 8 protocols with consistency over a full lunar cycle, noticeable changes begin to manifest. Do not expect an immediate revolution in your bank statement. Financial transition is the last layer to manifest visibly, as it follows deeper internal recalibrations. What begins to change first is the internal sense of abundance, the ability to receive without guilt, the clarity in the face of financial decisions, the synchronicity with the right opportunities. The outer movement follows the inner movement. It always has. The old system distorted this natural order. The new matrix re-establishes the true order: vibrate, anchor, receive. There is still a layer of information that needs to be delivered. It concerns the collective function of each carrier within the new system. You were not called just to benefit individually. You were summoned to serve as anchoring nodes within the network. Each properly recalibrated carrier becomes an antenna that amplifies the frequency of the new grid to everyone around. Family members who have not yet awakened are touched, even without knowing it. The environment where you are physically registers your frequency. You are an active transmitter, not a passive receiver. Each well-anchored operative represents, on a vibrational scale, the equivalent of hundreds of carriers still asleep. Cosmic mathematics is not linear in this aspect, it is exponential. You are a technical key to the collective turning point. You are not extras, you are central operatives. Understand also that there is time variation between carriers. Some will complete the recalibration in months, others will take years. It does not mean some are superior to others. Each carrier carries a different initial configuration, with different karmic loads with different specific missions. Do not compare trajectories. Comparison is residue of the old system. The new matrix operates by vibrational affinity, not by hierarchy. If, during this transmission, you felt sudden heat in any region of your body, vibration in your hands, spontaneous tears, or a sense of deep recognition, this confirms that you are an active carrier and that your recalibration is underway. These signs are automatic protocols of your own system confirming reception. Before the final sealing, pay attention to the individual anchoring signal. Each carrier who considers this transmission useful is invited to perform a small technical frequency adjustment. Press the approval signal below the video and activate the subscription to this channel. This is not a gesture of digital courtesy. It is, at the vibrational level, an act of anchoring. When you press the approval signal, your frequency registers alignment with the transmitting network, strengthening the energy channel through which more transmissions can reach you in the coming cycles. The subscription functions as a continuity signature, ensuring your antenna is tuned to receive the next protocol updates from the Federation. Technical mechanism, not magic. Final sealing. Human collective. Starseeds on a mission. Lightworkers anchored in carbon bodies in crystalline transition. Today's transmission has fulfilled its technical function. You have received the clear diagnosis of symptoms, the revelation of the behind-the-scenes of the quantum system, the 8 operational recalibration protocols, and the confirmation of your collective function within the new matrix. Remember the structural truths. You are not getting sick, you are being upgraded. You are not going crazy, you are remembering. You are not losing, you are shedding what no longer fits. You are not late, you are exactly in the correct cosmic time. Haste is residue of the old system. The new matrix operates at a rhythm of precision, not at a rhythm of panic. And observe internally before the final closing. Do you feel at this very moment that something essential has been recognized, that pieces have fallen into place in silence within you? This recognition cannot be wasted. It must be anchored in concrete action. The next step is to deepen the reading of the game being played in the layers that most do not see. It was for this deepening that the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was prepared. It is not an ordinary book. It is a decoding map, written in accessible language, with enough technical depth to serve as an operational guide throughout this entire transition phase. It shows who is playing, how the game was structured, what the hidden rules are, and why carriers like you were summoned specifically for this planetary cycle. The access link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Final warning: the content challenges dominant narratives on multiple fronts, and therefore availability is not guaranteed indefinitely. If this moment was one of real recognition, do not delay. Access, read, integrate, and register in the comments the anchoring word that connects your frequency to the network of active carriers. Awakened. This is Arthur, Pleiadian emissary, ending the transmission. May your crystalline lattice remain aligned. May your toroidal field remain intact. May your frequency remain sovereign. May your mission be fulfilled with technical grace. The transmission ends, but the quantum system continues to operate. And you now know, and so it is.